once again on an hour's walk, but this time it's the train station. I felt like everything within this city was like an hour's walk from my hotel. So yeah, hour's walk till the train station, and I've got a 5-hour train ride to Karaganda, and then yeah, you can see what that's about. So it's not too bad for a travel day, not the longest, but yeah, make the most of it, eh? That's sick. Kid's just playing his heart out on a little piano. Yeah, what I was gonna say is I'm quite interested to see how the train is, what the train situation's like. I know people take the overnight train from Astana to Almaty quite often. I don't know if they just have the nice trains for that one, or if all of the trains are nice. I don't know, because some countries I've been to, like, trains have been pretty dire, so I'm quite interested. But yeah, managed to find the city brewery. Look at that. I'm not stopping off, I gotta continue. But man, I'm exhausted. I think with the heat on my backpack, it's not as easy to do these hour walks, but I'm almost there. 5 more minutes. Oof. Made it. Right, let's find our train. I think it's supposed to be the 1 o'clock. I'll figure it out. So I have my ticket. I got the ticket. That's only because the person selling the tickets, she had to call her husband who spoke English. Otherwise we would have been quite stuck, because the translate wasn't working either. So that was great. But yeah, he helped me out, so thanks to him. My next problem was the station doesn't really say platforms. There's also no like platform numbers. Like even on the board, like it was really hard to see the times. And obviously it was all in Russian, so I didn't understand any of that. So I asked the first person, the information desk, and she didn't really help. She kind of just pointed in a random direction. And then I asked somebody else, and she just pointed over the bridge. And it looks like there's only 2 platforms, like one here and one here, over the bridge side. So, you know, by process of elimination, it's got to be one of these, which I can quickly run to either side. But if it is this one, which I assume is platform 1, who knows, because why bother putting platform numbers? Then I'll have to cross the bridge again. But I think there's only 3. It looks like there's only 3 platforms. I really hope I don't miss my train. But yeah, we'll see. I had a similar experience in Portugal actually, where no one actually knew where the train was going to show up. It just showed up and everyone was really confused and we all ran for the train. But at least then they had platform numbers. I just don't understand. I don't understand Russian. I don't understand why there isn't assigned numbers. So I just hope I don't miss my train. But yeah, the travel troubles continue, right? I can't just have an easy time. But yeah, it's also partly my fault for not speaking Russian though, so can't blame everything. So the address on Google wasn't too clear, so I've had to phone the hotel. And I'm getting a taxi because there's no way I could be able to find it just by walking. Also, I've done enough walking today, so. But yeah, it seems to be helping me out, which is nice. So yeah, hopefully we'll get there soon. Let's try and find my room. Yeah, I couldn't find this place. It was so random. It's supposed to be city centre. Absolutely wasn't. But I can't really complain because it's £12 a night. Okay, let's see. Oh good, I'm gonna need my torch for this. Whoa, for £12 a night, that is not bad. I mean, not the best location, but like, look. It's clean, it's spacious. That's a win in my book. That is a win. And I'm only here for a night anyway, so shouldn't be too bad. Mad, right. So yeah, in Karaganda, it's like 9 PM. It's still quite light, which is nice. Restaurants don't close too early here either, which is also nice. It means I can go get some food, not be too hungry. I'm only here for the night, so I don't think I'll get to see too much. I was recommended some museums by Amy, but unfortunately I don't have time and they were too far out. But yeah, we'll try and see as much of it as I can. But I got to catch the train tomorrow again to Almaty in the south. I thought this would be a nice place to break up the journey a bit, so it's not like a straight overnight train situation. But yeah, so yeah, we'll see. But it's just a nice place to stop. I mean, can't complain. Oh, this thing. I don't know what that is, but it's something. But yeah, this city is actually a lot bigger than I thought as well. It's 500,000 people, just like the same size as Glasgow. So yeah, I think it's crazy because Kazakhstan is obviously huge. It's the 9th biggest country in the world by land area. But there's only 20 million people that live in it. So you get like these pockets in large cities and then some surrounding suburbs, and then it's just nothing. It's just literally like arid land for miles. So yeah, I kind of think it's my theory for why they build their city so big, because they just have so much space. So yeah, it's mad. It's kind of mad. So apparently this is the film strip, which now it makes sense, but before it just looked like 2 giant rings or something. So I was looking on Google Maps and I saw like a bunch of the houses were all like red roofs, like bright red roofs. And at first I thought that was just like, I don't know, an error or something. But it's literally just the colour of these houses. Like, they have this and the bright red rims at the top. You can see it on Google Maps, it's crazy. But yeah, right the way through this whole neighbourhood. I found this bar called London Aviator. Look at that. It's very cool. It's like plane themed. Now, I haven't seen much of the city, but from what I've seen, it's a lot easier for pedestrians to get around. Like, they have a lot more of these zebra crossings, which just allow you to cross. So let's try and not get killed now. There we go, look at that. That's what we want. Yeah, it's a lot easier to get about than Astana, from what I've seen. So that's nice. I'm not struggling, fighting for my life when I'm walking everywhere. It's also a beautiful day. Like, it's not too hot. It's not too hot today. So yeah, it's not so bad to walk either. But yeah, so the plan is for today, I just checked out my hotel on my way to like the center to get some lunch, and then I'm gonna get the overnight train tonight to Almaty in the south. It's like about 11 hours, something like that. And that's the fast train. If I get the slow train, it's like 19 hours. So yeah, hopefully get like a more comfortable bed and everything's calm. So yeah, that's another thing I've noticed about Kazakhstan, is that there's just parks everywhere. Like, they really do have a focus on, you know, having like outside space for kids when you have all like these tall high-rise apartment blocks. It is nice. But yeah, it seems to be a focus with their cities. They have the space for it, so why not, right? Just build the parks everywhere. But it's so nice. So yeah, you can see just kids everywhere just playing throughout the parks. There are so many. But yeah, it's just nice because, again, like a lot of Western cities, you just build up and up and up. There's barely any green space. Kids have nowhere to go, so they just roam around the town. Do you know what I mean? Like, but this is the central strip. This is like the main street, and all of this is just like trees, parks in the middle. Yeah. The journey continues. Yeah, no. There's also a lot of students in this town, and I realized this last night. There's like a big university next to my hotel. Like, they have the medical university, and then like, I think just the normal Karaganda University. But that's why I think there's a big film strip there, because I think one of the major courses is film. And then as I was walking past the university, there was like a group of people doing some weird science experiment to do with perspective. I don't know. I didn't really see, and I didn't really want to be involved. So I kind of like shuffled past them. Not so fun fact about Karaganda though is that when Kazakhstan was part of the Soviet Union, this was like one of the primary places. They used to have the gulags where they used to send prisoners of war and stuff like that. So unfortunately in the past it was known for that. I know there's a few monuments around dedicated to that, but I just don't know really where they are. So yeah, it's quite unfortunate that I can't go and see them or go to one of the museums. One of the museums is quite far out, so, but yeah, no. But I definitely don't think they hold on to that. Like, that's cute. Look at this fire station. That's so cool. This is Karaganda Central Park, I believe. And there's a load of people painting over there. That's cool. Yeah, no, just walked past a bunch of students as well. There's so many. So I think it's a very student-y city by the looks of it. I actually quite like it so far. Like, I'm not gonna lie, there's no like big features like Astana, but it seems like a pretty like just calm place to live. To say it's like a city as big as, you know, Glasgow or something. Yeah. There's a cosmonaut. Look at it. There you go. There's the eagle of Kazakhstan. Just like the national symbol. You see it quite a few places. Yeah, it's a sick one. Just had lunch. It's amazing. It's good. Some Chinese food. But my waiter wanted to practice English, which is amazing. And his accent was so good. But he didn't have much vocabulary. But he made it work. But yeah, no, he's such a nice guy. He was like, oh, thank you for talking with me. Like asking me about my travel plans. He was like, oh, I want to practice my English so I can go to like the US and work there. He said next year I'll go there for 3 months. Yeah, that's crazy. And he's so interested. He's like, oh yeah, I like listen to British shows. He's, you know, asking me where I'm from. It's so nice, lovely guy. And he's, yeah, just so friendly. But yeah, it's so cool when people want to like. I feel so privileged. Like people are like, oh yeah, can I practice my English with you? Thank you for speaking with me. Da da da. it's really nice, really sweet. This is the first time I got ID'd in Kazakhstan. Fun fact, drinking age is 21. But yeah, sun is shining, gotta enjoy. Yeah, that's the first time I got ID'd. And she was like speaking to me in Russian. I was like, yeah, Carlsberg. But she was actually asking me for ID. So I had to whip out my passport and the translate app. I know it's a sin, but I did kind of want to try Kazakh McDonald's. And I'm pretty sure, I'm like 99% sure they don't have region-specific items on the Macca's menu in here. Because some countries do and some don't. But I want to see for myself, let's see. But yeah, seeing it written in Russian is mad. So you can get wedges, which is cool. And then just my chicken burger and nuggets, as always. But yeah, there you go. So, interesting. Always comes with a story. But yeah, technically, it's McDonald's, but it is. Reason being is that obviously when the war happened, McDonald's pulled out of Russia, and that had nothing really to do with why it's been taken over. But McDonald's was taken over by a different company in Kazakhstan because it turns out they source most of their meat from Russia, and obviously McDonald's as the company wanted nothing to do with Russia. They couldn't have any connection, they couldn't trade in any way. So that means they also couldn't run in Kazakhstan. So instead, a different company, I believe in some connection with the government, took over it, and now it's called Tasty As It Is or something. But that's why if you saw my meal, there was like no McDonald's M branding. Which I was wondering why that was the case. Because I knew they pulled out of Russia, but I was like, they didn't pull out of Kazakhstan. But technically they had to, but they were taken over because of it. So they could get their meat, so that's crazy. Really interesting. So yeah, I went to McDonald's, but I kind of also didn't. I'm not gonna lie, it tasted pretty much the same, and they still had like everything that you'd expect. It didn't taste any different. I think it was just, you know, company took it over and it had to make do with what they had. So it's really interesting. It was also really sweet because one of the employees, once again, was like, "Where you're from? Like, you know, what are you doing here?" I was like, "Tourism." He's like, "Oh, amazing. Oh, you should check out the Kala Museum, like the museum dedicated to the gulags." And I was like, "Oh, I really wish I could, but I just don't have the time, and it's too far out for me to like walk to or anything." So it's unfortunate in that respect. Yeah, no, just so, man, everyone's so kind, you know. Everyone's so pleasant and willing to talk to me when they can speak English, and they want to, you know, ask me why I'm here, where I'm from, what I'm doing. So that's really nice, you know. But yeah, really cool. What is travelling without a bit of drama? So, hang on, big announcement. See if we can get out of the station first. So yeah, I tried to go get my ticket to Almaty, which I knew was an overnight train, and I knew there's some late ones, and there's a bunch of trains, you know, all the way throughout the afternoon from 7, 8, 9 p.m, which is fine, it's calm. Now I go to the ticket office and I'm like, can I reserve a train? Can I get a ticket? She looks for a bit and she's like, no, there's no spaces. I was like, okay, fine. How about tomorrow? Is there any spaces tomorrow? What time? She looks for a bit. She goes, no spaces for tomorrow. We're all doing this by like by the app, by like translating, because, you know, she doesn't speak English, I don't speak Russian. And then I just type in like, so when can I get the next train to Almaty? And she like looks, she's like, all she says, and we translated the whole conversation up until this point. She like gets a microphone and she's like, no, there's no trains, no spaces. So I'm like, shit, how am I supposed to get to Almaty? So not the most environmentally friendly. I'm gonna have to fly, so, and the next available flight is tomorrow, so unknowingly I'm spending another night in Karaganda. So I booked myself another hotel, different hotel this time, and yeah, I'll catch a flight tomorrow around 10 p.m. But that's how these things go, you know. You can't plan too far ahead. Even if I tried, I couldn't. She said there's no trains. I asked when the next train is. She's just like, no trains. So I don't know when the next train even would be. So yeah, I couldn't really anticipate it, couldn't really plan for it. So here we go. Nature of traveling is finding another way. So I stay here for one more night, which is I'm very fine with that. Not a problem, just not the way I anticipated getting to Almaty. So there you go. Flying tomorrow, get there. I'll reschedule my hotel if I can, or book another one in Almaty. But luckily I didn't pay anything for that, so it's fine if I miss it. But yeah, man, it happens every time. You can't plan it to perfection. Traveling always has a way of messing something up along the lines. But yeah, there we go. Not so bad actually. I just have to find another way to get there. Okay, new day. Hopefully we can actually make it to Almaty today. My flight isn't until 10 p.m, 10:30. So I'm gonna mill around Karaganda some more, and then get a taxi over to the airport. And then I'm gonna have to like stay in the airport for a bit because I don't want to go into the city at night and not have a place to sleep. And usually you can't check in the early hours of the morning unless you're paying like a ridiculous hotel fee. So I'm just gonna have to crash in the airport for a bit, which I'm used to at this point. And then yeah, I've got a hostel to sleep in for the next 2 days in Almaty, and then I'm gonna have to figure out my next part of my trip, which is the difficult bit, and you'll see why soon. This has got to be the most desolate airport I've ever been. There is no one around, and somewhere around here you can hear it in the background is a fighter jet. I don't know, man. There it is up there. It was flying super low before it settled out. Crazy. Also, I realise it's so desolate because all the flights are at night time, so the airport isn't even open. And for reference, yeah, I did come here a bit earlier, but reason being, I was very stressed about getting a taxi because I couldn't find any taxis yesterday, and I was looking around to get back. So yeah, no. That is why I've come here a little bit earlier, because I found a taxi. I was like, you know what, I'm just going to take it. And it was a pretty good price. It was like £10, and it's quite some distance, so I was like, I'll take that. But yeah, my reason being is that I thought I could just chill in the airport, like charge my phone, do whatever. But I can't because it's not open. So I was trying to be like smart with my travel plans and not leave things too late. Because yeah, I was like, oh, the train was a bit of a disaster. I booked myself a flight, it wasn't cheap, and now I was like, well, I just absolutely can't miss it. I don't want to miss it because that'll just put me in a foul mood. So I was like, I'll be super organised, I'll go early, I'll chill. But now I can't even get in the airport, so I try and be organised. I'm either way too organised or something goes wrong anyway, too late, so can't really win, but I'm not complaining. Well, I am complaining, but what I'm saying is it's not so bad. I can just wait. But yeah, not what I planned. I'm in. But this is the arrivals, so I don't know if I can even get to departures or whatever. But at least there's places to chill, I think. Let's go see. But yeah, this honestly, it feels more like an abandoned building than an airport. But yeah, I guess that's why there's no seats on the train for like the next week, because everybody just takes the train down. And it's way cheaper, but it's probably why the airport's empty. I have to have my tent pegs pulled out again, so that's ruined my parking. But yeah, no, clearly it comes up on the scanner every time. It's like something, and they pull it out and they go, oh, it's completely fine. But that is funny. So yeah, here we go.